Welcome today. My name is John Mazzara with Remax Results, and today I have Kari, the owner of Kariel Staging, and she's going to talk to us all about why staging is important and how you can work with her and her company. Kari, can you introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about yourself and your company?
Sure. My name's Kari Michael, and I started this company back in, I don't know, 2004, and just started staging throughout the years. And as time went on, of course, we got busier and busier and busier. So we run out of 3 warehouses here in the Twin Cities. So we have quite the inventory. And we keep a lot of different inventory because, of course, houses are different. It's not all the same style. So we at least have things from very traditional to very contemporary and everything in between. We run, I don't know, 4 to 5 trucks every single day. So scheduling is important to get ahead of time, not at the last minute. It's no fire sale. Let's see, what else? I don't know. We do about probably 2,500 houses a year. So we do know what we're doing, do it every day. I know that everybody loves to say, well, my mother, my sister, my this person or that person is interior designer. Staging is completely different. We're always expressing that. Interior design is creating conversation places, and staging is selling square footage. So yes, we want to push the furniture apart. We're looking at it online. If it all looks squished together, it's going to feel squished online. So I always say there's 3 showings. 1, when they see it online. 2, when they get to the home. And 3 is the biggest one of all, is what did they feel like when they left? So they're going to go off of their memory in their mind. So if they're scooting around things and things are tight or things are awkward, that's what they're going to remember. And they're going to say, geez, honey, that living room was great, but it was super, super tight. In some living rooms, of course, there's no getting around it. It's a small home. It's just what it is. But they're expecting that as well. They just want to know they can fit that sofa into that small living room. So it's really, really important to give someone the overall feeling throughout the house and not just have a bunch of eclectic pieces that don't make sense. Because when they leave, they're going to say, that house really didn't make sense to me, but they're not pinpointing it was the furniture, not the layout.
Awesome. Well, let's say somebody wants to stage their home or have you work with your company. Does their home have to be vacant, or do you work with homes that are, currently furnished? And how does somebody initiate a conversation and just kind of walk us through the process of A to Z, maybe signing up, what happens, the cost, and then how things are removed at the end, and just kind of the whole process?
Sure. So usually we take an email, which is admin@karielstaging.com. We go out and we look at the property first. And most of the time, 98% of our clients are vacant homes. It's easier to do vacant homes because you're not fighting with their beds, their cleanliness, whether or not they're making sure the bed's made properly, or, is the kitchen cleaned up, and then they're eating on the furniture. So we tend to do vacant. We do have people that we work with that will do a redesign. So if it's all your own stuff, they'll redesign it. And they also supplement pieces, but usually then it's as long as there's no pets, usually, small children with sticky hands, unless there's a deposit of some sort. So we kind of do a variety. We do consultations just for people that already kind of have everything and they just need to be guided on maybe a paint color instead of their bright orange walls or something like that. So we always guide them to that. But my main business for Kariel is vacant homes.
Okay. And then how does that work? So we have a vacant home,
Yep.
they've moved.
So you just email. Okay, so you'd email the office. We would set up a time to go by the house. We just need access, whether it's a lockbox code, whether it's a garage code. We don't need to meet anyone there. The person that is going is literally taking photos and video. I and the people in the office review the videos, or I review the videos. And so I've done so many houses I can see, I know sizes of rooms. So we just need photos and videos. You don't have to leave work to do it. They're not going to give you any information. They're just going to be there for about 5 to 10 minutes. Once they do that, they come back. We look at it. We send over an estimate the same day, unless it's late in the day that they go. Same day. And then usually we do the main floor and a master, and then we option out lower levels, additional bedrooms, additional rooms. So the pricing is different. It depends upon all what you want to do. It depends if it's, a super small house, we suggest that you do the whole house because it's just going to show better. And if you're, you're up near 1 million, you probably want to do that as well, because you want an overall consistency when they walk through the house, and what they see and what they feel is very, very important. And then once that's done, once that we agree, like, okay, these are the rooms you're going to do, this is the time frame. Everybody wants to get in Monday through Wednesday. I always say the last day of real estate is Wednesday. Then people get their photos Thursday and they put it on the market on Friday. If you want something like that, you need to plan 2 to 3 weeks in advance, because we not very often are able just to slide you in. Sometimes we can, but don't count on that. So always time out your projects to the best of your ability. I know a lot of people think of this thing as the last minute, but it should be the first thing on your list, is talking to the stagers, because really it's the last thing people remember when they leave your home, and the first thing they see when they see your home is staging.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I know it's going to vary from house to house, but let's just say we looked at, let's say, a 1,500 square foot house and a 3,000 square foot house. I mean, just for 2 examples, is there a kind of a typical cost? And is there a contract that runs for a time period, like a month or 3 months, or what if it goes longer than that? How does that?
We do, so like a 1,500 square foot home, not if it's not an apartment, because apartments are a very different animal.
Mm-hmm.
Just, it's going to start at 1,700, meaning a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, a master, an adjacent bathroom. It's going to start there, and then it goes up from there. Every level of home, when you start adding on, it depends upon the home.
Sure.
So how much are we using, how much we're not using, and so it will start there. And so then it goes in, out, and we give 3 months complimentary. So if it goes up beforehand, great. If it doesn't, you got up to 3 months. And then also you have, after that, it goes to month, and it's just around 10% for your month to month.
Okay. With regards to moving in and moving out of the furniture, that you take care of all of that.
Yep.
And what if there's any damage done? Is, like, let's just say a couch accidentally slides out of a guy's hand and hits the wall and puts a gouge in. What happens then?
Do whatever we can to repair it while we're there. If not, we do send someone out, or we'll say, hey, we need to get a drywall guy. Normally we can just repair it on site pretty easily. They all have mud. They know how to do all that. A lot of times nobody will even notice. They don't even know what happened, because it's just a little scratch or whatever, because it does happen. We're moving furniture. It's going to happen. A guy's going to trip on a shoelace he didn't know that he had untied. He's going to lose his footing. It's going to happen. No one's perfect, and you can't be in the moving game. It's, things go off balance, or things shift, and or one guy accidentally shifts the wrong way and the other guy loses balance. So it does happen, but we really try to be ahead of the storm. If something happens, we notify the homeowner or the agent, whoever we're in contact with, and say, hey, this is what happened, or this got scratched, so we're sending our floor guy over. He's going to fix it. Don't worry about it. So we try to be very quick and prompt about it. They do use drops, they use wraps, they use whatever they can. Everybody takes their shoes off. A lot of times there's outdoor guys and indoor guys. So they're doing the pass off. So that way there's not a lot of tracking. I mean, there is, we deal with winter months. We deal with salt that tends to, no matter what you do, find its way in. But we try to be really mindful of everybody's home. And we understand that it looking the best is going to sell the best. Okay.
And with regards to styles of furniture, so let's say I have a contemporary home, I might want contemporary furniture, but I mean, I assume you have multiple styles, and then do we agree up front, like, okay, I do like that couch, or change swap that out, or how do they work with that? Is that just you make the decision and they go with it? How does that work?
Because if I probably listen to every homeowner and everybody's friend that has an interior designer friend and every wife and girlfriend, I would never get anything done.
Right.
So I always tell people, you have to trust me. This is what I do. I do it every single day, not just one house a week. I do, we can do up to 5-6 houses a day at times, and it's crazy. So we're used to doing it. If there's something you know, like you're like, I hate the color yellow. You always have to take in mind other people love the color yellow. So a lot of times people put their personal in there, and you have to think of yourself as already moved. Well, we did our living room this way. Yep. And that's why it didn't sell. So we're
Right.
going to do it this way because it makes better sense. So we have to deal with a lot of that and really trying to explain to people like, let go, let us do what we do. And I've had many people on Monday morning going, okay, I'm ready to eat crow. Thank you. Thank you. And I do tell people all the time that, you know, you don't know until you know. And once your house is staged and once it sells, then you're that, I know it works. I could tell story after story after story, but I feel like I'm selling you something. So I don't want to do that. So my thing to people all the time is just trust us. And when you know, you'll know. And then you can tell your friends and family and you can be the mouth. I don't need to be, I don't like to be. I just like to just do what I do. So just trust us.
Yeah. The reason
We
I
trust
called you,
everybody else. We trust a pilot,
right?
right, to fly us in the air with nothing underneath us. So trust the stager that we know. And there's time. We always ask for 24 hours, try not to schedule the photos. Like, are you going to be done in 1 hour? Where a photographer gets 3 hours, we get one. It's like, we're moving in an entire house. We need the entire day.
Sure.
Sometimes we look at things and we think it's going to look right. If you put that photographer right on top of us, I don't have a chance to change it. And then they, you know, they might go, well, that just looks weird. Well, we didn't have a chance to change it. If there's something I don't like, I'm going to tell the team when they get back, like, nope, this doesn't look right, doesn't feel right. We need to change that. We need the time to do it. And sometimes it's the next morning because it could be 6 o'clock at night. Nobody wants to go back out to, you know, Lakeville or up to St. Cloud to change it. There's no time in our day to do that. So.
Sure. Well, what about buying the furniture? So let's say I'm a buyer and I walk into one of your staged homes and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And I'm coming out of an apartment and, you know, now I got to furnish my house. Maybe I can buy it furnished. Is that an option?
Yeah, this is what I always tell people. It's not a garage sale. They think if they're coming there like, oh, but you can get rid of it. I have to buy it again if I get rid of it. So it's not always an advantage for me to do that. And so I always tell people that, like, well, you know, I don't know about that.
Okay, so it's a good example, but we can't write it into the purchase agreement. Okay.
No, you cannot. And we're not a retail company, we're a staging company. And so, but people ask, like, when do you sell stuff? And I always tell them we bring it up to auction to sell stuff. That's how we do it.
Okay. And what about your geographic range? So let's say I live in Edina. I'm assuming Edina would be in your service area, but
Yep.
what is your service area and how far away from that?
Well, we do it, we do in Rochester, we do in St. Cloud, we've gone to Iowa, we go to Wisconsin.
Wow.
You know, after a certain point, we just kind of we do time and mileage when it gets too far out there. So we've gone Brainerd,
Wow.
more than I can tell you.
Okay.
So we go everywhere.
Nice. So you're really not that geographically limited at all. You're not geographically limited.
No, we have a
So,
vehicle we will drive.
okay, cool. And with regards to, let's say, who actually signs the contract? Is it the homeowner? Is it the realtor? Is it a combination of both?
No, it's the homeowner. It is not the realtor. The realtor, that isn't their home. They're just selling it for you. They are not, you know, that they have nothing to do with it unless they took power of attorney. They're making that decision. They're doing the contract with me. Then
Okay.
that's a different situation. But it's the homeowner's home, you know, and you know, I get all the time, I ask, can we get a discount? And I get all the stories because of this, because of that, because of this.
Sure.
I kind of learned throughout the years not to do the discounts because all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, you know, you give them that discount and then they go, we made 10,000 extra dollars. And they never come back and say, thank you for the discount, but we didn't need it this time. You know, so I learned that, you know, everyone else is walking with the money and we had a soft heart. And so that doesn't really work anymore. It's like, you know,
sure.
We know our job, we know what we do. We know the value we bring. And so that's one of the number one questions we get. Can I get a discount? We're
Sure.
already discounted.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. And well, the reason that we're having this call is I've been in your homes before and I picked up your brochure and I was impressed. And I've saved it. I've had it for, years. And I liked your work. I like your work a lot, and I've
Sure,
seen it personally. So that's why I wanted to have us talk today, so that other people could get introduced to you and your company. And I'll
sure.
vouch for her and her company, having seen the work firsthand.
And
Um,
then you can always look at our website too. We try to update all the time with photos of things that we do. We'll have people look like they're like, well, we like a certain look. And again, I always have to try to tell people is this is not, you already bought the house. We're
mhm,
looking for somebody else that wants to buy the house. So we have to be very general. We have to be very nondescript. So I have to try to always pull people out like this is no longer your home. This is not, you're selling it to somebody else. So we have to be general. And a lot of people don't understand that. They think if it looks good to them, it should look good to everybody. There's things that I do not like and styles that I do not like. I still do them
sure.
because I understand the value of doing them. And so a lot of times what we'll get is people will go, well, what does the furniture look like? Or what do you guys have? And we always suggest go to our website and look at the furniture. Look at all the different houses and you can throw your input in and say, oh, I like this house on Pinehurst. And a lot of times people copy the link. And then, if their house, if it fits that style, then I'm going to gear it towards that look that we created for Pinehurst. But I still want unique looks for people. I mean, even though you have to be general, I still want to create that. So we don't mind that at all, you know? So
Okay. Do you happen to have any studies of a home sold vacant versus a home sold staged and the
yeah.
increase in value?
I can say this, that people that try or realtors that try or flippers that try to sell their houses, even though in this market, you'd be surprised. So many people are like, well, it's selling off the wall, it's selling off the wall, but we still get, it's vacant, it's ready. Can you do it now? Because they've already tried 2 weeks without it. They get it staged. And then once it's staged, it goes like that. So it's pretty quick. Um, it's something that really do I sit down with a pen and paper and write down, oh, this happened? No, but I've had so many phenomenal stories. One of the other things that I really, 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 really suggest, and I see this epic failure happen all the time, and this is one example. There was a gentleman that called me. He said, hey, my realtor really doesn't think I should stage, but I really feel like I should. And I said, well, do it. And so he said, my house has been on the market for almost 2 months. It's been vacant. And he said, and I keep trying to do what my realtor said, but I really think we should stage it. So we staged it. And after about 3 weeks, he called me up and he said, Kari, I'm just so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. And I said, why? And he goes, I'm not getting any more showings. Like nothing's happening. And as he's talking to me, I get on my computer and I Google the address. And I said, well, there's still vacant photos online.
Wow.
And he's like, what? And I said, it's not, you're not going to get the showings you're looking for if it's vacant. If you're
Yeah.
looking at a house to buy and all you see is a corner of a wall and they go bedroom, it doesn't give you the perspective you need for that bedroom where a bed does. A bed gives you oh, I can fit my queen bed in there. Oh, I can do this, I can do that. It gives you perspective online before you go to the house. So when it's vacant, try looking at houses that are vacant. People think, well, then they can see. No, they don't see. 99% of the people, 98% of the people don't see. So it's very important. So once the guy got photos up, he sold within a week.
Wow.
It makes a difference because he brought in more showings and it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. Or we see where people are like, well, it's just not selling. It's the people's furniture. Example. Here's the second example I'm going to give you. So there was a house and there was one realtor that had the house and it'd been on the market for 3 months. And then I knew the realtor and then another realtor came in and said, well, you have to stage it. You have to. And they were like willing to drop the price 25,000. They were going to repaint the walls. And then we went in, we said, just remove the furniture. The walls are fine. Just remove the furniture. Let us do what we do. And they did. And they actually got 50 over asking. So they would have dropped 25,000, added the paint, not staged, and it would have been nothing. And so it makes a huge difference, and people don't think, oh, it's just furniture. I mean, doesn't my college couch look great? And I'm like, no, people want to see a magazine. People see TV shows every single day that goes, wow, here's the big reveal. Wow, look at that magazine. Look at that. That's what they see. That's what they expect when they walk into that house. So we always say today's the day we make a house a home. So staging makes it a home. If it's vacant, it's just a house.
Sure. Well, that sounds great. Those are wonderful stories.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody wants to contract with you, do they pay upfront or do they pay at the time of closing, or how does that work?
We learned on that lesson too, many, many times. We no longer do at closing. That doesn't work.
Okay.
So what we do is we have you to secure the date. In other words, you can't close and say, hey, I'm Mr. Smith and I want to secure Wednesday, this date, the 15th. That's fine. You can ask us to do that and we will literally pencil you in. What secures the date is half down. And then the day of staging, the other half is charged.
Okay.
Okay, because our job's complete then. So
Okay.
if you want to secure a date, it has to be the money down.
Okay. And then that's good for in and out A to Z for 3 months. And then they pay an additional approximately 10% for every
Correct.
month that it goes forward.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Well, is there anything today that I haven't asked you that I should ask you that you would like to share with everybody?
Nope, you did a lot of great questions and I hope I answered them all.
Yeah, I think you did great. Thank you. And if you can tell everybody again who you are, how to reach you, phone number, website, and email, that would be super.
Sure. My name is Kari Michael. This is Kariel Staging. So it's Kariel Staging. And that is also our website, karielstaging.com. And then our email address is admin@karielstaging.com. And our phone number is 612-605-9119.
Outstanding. Thank you. Well, have a wonderful day. And I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording.
All right. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you too.
Bye-bye.